Hi guys. So I'm back with chapter 26 of P.S. I Love You. Let's start reading. Chapter 26. We are all going on our summer holidays. The girls sang in the car all the way to the airport. John had offered to drive them there, but he was fast regretting it. They were acting as though they had never left the country before. Holly couldn't remember the last time she had felt so excited. She felt as if she was back at school and was off on a trip. Her bag was packed with sweets, chocolates, and magazines, and the girls couldn't stop singing cheesy songs in the back of the car. Their flight wasn't until 9 p.m., so they wouldn't arrive at their accommodation until the early hours of the morning. They arrived at the airport and piled out of the car while John lifted their suitcases from the boot. Denise ran across the road and into the departure lounge as if doing so would get her to Lanzarote any faster. But Holly stood back from the car and waited for Sharon, who was saying goodbye to her husband. "You'll be careful now, won't you?" he asked her worryingly. "Don't be doing anything stupid over there." "John, of course, I will be careful." John wasn't listening to a word she said. "Because it's one thing messing around over here, but you can't act like that in another country, you know." "John," Sharon said, wrapping her arms around his neck, "I'm just going for a nice, relaxing holiday. You don't need to worry about me." He whispered something in her ear and she nodded. "I know, I know." They gave each other a long goodbye kiss, and Holly watched her lifelong friends embrace. She felt around in the front pocket of her bag from the August letter from Jerry for the August letter from Jerry. She would be able to open it in a few days, lying on the beach. What luxury! The sun, sand, sea, and Jerry all in one day. "Holly, take care of my wonderful wife for me, will you?" John asked, breaking into Holly's thoughts. "I will, John. We are going only for a week, you know." Holly laughed and gave him a hug. "I know, but after seeing you girls get up to on what you girls get up to on your nights out, I'm just a little worried." He smiled. "You enjoy yourself, Holly. You deserve the rest." John watched them as they dragged their luggage across the road and into the airport. Polly paused as she entered and took in a deep breath. She loved airports. She loved the smell, the noise, the whole atmosphere as people walked around happily tugging their luggage, looking forward to going on their holidays or heading back home. She loved to see people arriving and being greeted with a big cheer by their families, and she loved to watch them all giving each other emotional hugs. It was a perfect place for people spotting. The airport always gave her a feeling of anticipation in the pit of her stomach, as though she was about to do something amazing. Queuing at the boarding gate felt like waiting to go on a roller coaster ride at a theme park, like an excited little child. Polly followed Sharon, and they joined Denise halfway down the extremely long check in queue. "I told you we should have come earlier," Denise moaned. "Well, then we would be waiting at the boarding gate for just the same amount of time," reasoned Holly. "Yeah, but at least there's a bar there," explained Denise, "and it's the only place in the entire stupid building that us smoker freaks can smoke in," she mumbled. "Good point," Holly said. "Now, can I just point out something to you two before we even leave? I'm going to be do I'm not going to be doing any crazy drinking or having any wild nights. I just want to be able to relax by the pool or on the beach with my book. Enjoy a few meals out and go to bed early," Sharon said seriously. Denise looked at Cody in shock. "Is it too late to invite someone else, Hole?" "Oh, what do you reckon? Sharon's bags are still packed and John can't be too far down the road." Holly laughed. "No, I have to agree with Sharon on this one. I just want to go and relax and not do anything too stressful." Denise pouted like a child. "Oh, don't worry, pet," Sharon said softly. "I'm sure there'll be other kids your age who you can play with." Denise threw her the finger. "Well, if they ask me if I have anything to declare when we get there, I'm telling everyone my two friends are dry shits." Holly and Sharon sniggered. After 30 minutes of queuing, they finally checked in, and Denise ran around the shop like a mad woman, buying a lifetime supply of cigarettes. Why is that girl staring at me? Denise said through gritted teeth, eyeing up the woman at the end of the bar. Probably because you are staring at her, Shan responded, checking her watch. Only 15 minutes more. No, honesty, girls. Denise turned back round to face them. I'm not being paranoid here. She is definitely staring at us. Well then, why don't you go over there and to her and ask her if she wants to take it outside? Holly joked and Sharon smirked. Oh, here she comes, Denise said, and she turned back to her. Holly looked up and saw a skinny blonde-haired girl with big fake tits heading towards them. You better get those knuckle dusters out, Denise. She looks like a dangerous one, Holly teased, and Sharon almost choked on her drink. Hi there, the girl squeaked. Hello, Sharon said, trying not to laugh. I didn't mean to be rude by staring, but I had just come over and see if it was really you. It's me, all right, Sharon said, in the flesh. Oh, I just knew it. The girl squealed and jumped up and down in excitement. Surprisingly, her chest stayed still. My friends kept telling me I was wrong, but I knew it was you. That's them over there. She turned round and pointed at to the end of the bar, and the other four Spice Girls twinkled their fingers back. My name's Cindy. Sharon nearly choked on her water again. I'm the biggest fan of all of you, she said. She squealed excitedly. I just love that show that you are all in. I watched it dozens and dozens of times. You play Princess Holy, don't you? She said, pointing a manicured nail at Holy's face. Holy opened her mouth to speak, but Cindy kept on talking. And you play her lady. She pointed at Denise. And you, she squealed even louder, pointing at Sharon. You were friends with that Australian rock star. The girls looked at each other worryingly as she pulled out a chair and sat down at their table. You see, I'm an actress myself. Denise rolled her eyes. And I would just love to work on a show like yours. When are you making the next one? Polly opened her mouth to explain that they weren't actually actresses, but Denise beat her to it. Oh, we are in discussions right now about our next project, she lied. How fantastic! Cindy clapped her hands. What's it about? Well, we can't really say right now, but we have to go to Hollywood for filming. Cindy looked as if she was going to have a heart attack. Oh my God, who's your agent? Frankie, Sharon interrupted Denise. So Frankie and all of us are going to Hollywood. Cody couldn't hold her laughing. Oh, don't mind her, Cindy. She's just excited, explained Denise. Wow, and so you should be. Cindy looked down at Denise's boarding pass on the table and nearly had heart failure. Wow, you guys are going to Lanzarote too. Oh God, they're gonna be stuck with her. Denise grabbed her boarding pass and shoved it in her bag as if it would make a difference. I'm going there with my friends. They're just over there. She turned around again and waved at them again, and they waved back again. We are staying in the same in a place called Costa Palma Palace. Where are you guys staying? Cody's heart sunk. Oh, I can't quite remember the name, girls. Can you? She looked to Sharon and Denise with wide eyes. They shook their heads vigorously. Oh, well, not to worry, Cindy shrugged her shoulders happily. I'll see you when we land anyway. I had better go now and board. I won't. I wouldn't want the plane to fly off without me. She squealed so loudly that the surrounding tables turned to stare. She gave each of the girls a big hug and tottered off back to her friends. Looks like we needed those knuckle dusters after all, Hoodie said miserably. Oh, it doesn't matter, picked up Sharon, always the optimist. We can just ignore her. They all stood up and headed over to the boarding gate. As they made their way to their seats on the plane, Hoodie's heart sunk again, and she immediately dived in onto her seat on the far side of the aisle. Sharon sat down beside her, and Denise's face was a picture when she realized who she had to sit next to. Oh, Fab! You get to sit beside me! Cindy squealed at Denise. Denise threw Sharon and Cody the nastiest look and plonked herself beside Cindy. See, I told you that you'd find yourself a little friend to play with, Sharon whispered to Denise. Sharon and Cody broke into fits of laughter. Again, a marvelous, humorous chapter, a little chapter that I loved it. Yeah, so that's it for today. See you again later with more chapters.